Hey guys, welcome back to GeekJ, where we make tech, tutorials, and gaming simpler and better. Today we're diving deep into the world of Titan Quest 2 and doing something absolutely insane. We're going to get AMD's latest FSR 4 technology running on older RDNA2 GPUs in this game. That's right, you heard me. We're talking about a massive visual boost and a slightly less performance boost for your game. And the best part is it's a simple mod that anyone can do. So first things first, I'll show you how to update the game's built-in upscalers using a nifty tool called DLSS-Swapper, and it's a super easy way to get the latest and greatest upscaling tech into your game. For most of the upscalers, it still hasn't been updated to support the new file structure of FSR 4, but we can still work through it by manually just copying and pasting the FSR 4 files directly into our game folder. But for everything else, we can use DLSS-Swapper. So I'll walk you through the entire process step by step so you can follow along at home. And by the way, if you want to watch a complete guide on how to install and then use DLSS-Swapper, you can find a more detailed video up there. So let me fire up DLSS-Swapper over here. I'm gonna scroll down and find our game, and then I'm gonna click on it, and as you can see, we're using a pretty old version of DLSS and stuff. I suggest you update all of your DLL binaries over here, because if you end up using other tools like Upscaler, this is going to make a difference. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the same thing for XeSS, and we're going to click on swap. And as you can see, we have no FSR inputs over here. Unfortunately, it says not found, but we're going to worry about FSR later on. The game is using, I can confirm it's using the latest official version of 3.1.5. And if you are on RDNA 4, I believe, you're going to be able to use 4.0.2. So let's close out of this one, then exit out of DLSS-Swapper completely. And first of all, let's fire up our game. So before we do anything, let's go on ahead and go into our options and then video, and as you can see, these are the settings we're using. I have changed some stuff, but the upscaling is what the game defaults to when you first fire it up, which is the Unreal TSR. Yeah, I think everything else is set to high, so we can check the performance as you can see over here. So yeah, let's go back and let's play the game. So this is how the game looks with the TSR option and no resolution scaling apparently. This is the 100% resolution scale. When we move, it does get a little pixely and blurry. So first we're gonna go a little bit to the left, and then we're gonna continue up to the highest point of the bridge. And before we cross it, we're gonna come back. Okay, so this was TSR 100% upscaling. I don't know if it's worth doing anything else with TSR. Let's try going to 75%, which is like the quality version. And go back and resume the game. So let's make our run over here. Kind of looks the same. The pixelation is a bit more apparent when we are moving than it was in 100%, which makes sense. Yeah, not a lot of big differences over here, but when we move, we still get the same issues. We could go with basically 50% and apply and go back. So now we are getting around 80 FPS. This looks a lot worse, especially on our character. You can see the pixelation, and when we move, it's a lot more apparent. Let me go up to the bridge again. And basically, I think you get the picture. Pun intended. And then, yeah. Let's go back up here. I'm gonna go with a super exaggerated version, which is gonna be like 25%. And this is, I presume, the ultra performance mode. Yeah, this looks super weird. We get ghosting. Let me go on this side. And then we're gonna go on the opposite side up to the highest point of the bridge. But I want to avoid any fights, so we're just gonna go up to there. Okay, the fires look super weird. Everything looks super weird. Let's switch up gears. We're gonna go, let's try XeSS. Actually, let's go with the native option. See how it looks. We still get some weirdness when we are moving, even with the latest XeSS we're using right now, the 2.0.2, or as Intel calls it, 2.1. So it's not perfect. It's a lot better, I think, than the default TSR, even in its native version. Let's go with quality, just so we can keep up with the same, let's say, presets for every upscaler, the ones they have available. Things are starting to get a little bit weird with XeSS, but it's not that bad. As you can see over here in the distance, when we move, this is going to get even more weird, and when things are moving, it seems kind of smeary and wobbly at the same time. But yeah, as you can see over here, this is super weird because there is movement in the water and the camera is moving as well. The grass, if it didn't get that smeary effect, would look better than the TSR quality. The TSR quality, I don't know, it seemed a little bit more jarring to me because it had all that moving pixelation, so it looked like it blurs more. And this is like, it smears more, but it's still a little bit more clear. So after we do quality, let's go on ahead and do something more extreme like ultra performance. See how this looks. We're gonna resume the game. Yeah, this looks a lot better than the TSR version, but I believe they do use INT8 as well. So this looks pretty cool, even though it's ultra performance. The performance gain is not really there. We're around the 80 FPS, 87 now, 89, 92, 93, yeah. So we got some kind of performance boost, but yeah, it's fine, I guess. Let's continue on with the built-in FSR 3, I believe, yeah. As you can see, it has the option for frame generation and anti-lag 2 over here. We're not going to use those yet. Let's go on ahead and just use the upscaler. It's a lot sharper. The AMD FSR 3.1.5 native AA looks a lot sharper. As you can see, when we move, it does get a little pixely, just like the TSR version. Let's go ahead and do our run over here, but it does look a lot sharper. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to disable the sharpness filter because I think this is a sharpness filter on top of the game. And even though we are on native AA and I usually disable any sharpness filters, we cannot do that in this game. But yeah, this is how it looks on its native AA setting. let's go on ahead and select a different setting over here. We're gonna go with quality, press OK, and resume. And as you can see, things got a little bit softer. And yeah, we still get a little of that pixelation on the grasses. The flies don't look as sharp, but they look still okay. We don't get that weirdness over here in the distance as we did with XeSS. And I don't know, even though XeSS is kind of an INT8 kind of version, it doesn't work that well with this game. I think that FSR 3.1.5 quality looks okay, but I wouldn't play with either of these because of the grass. If I'm being honest, I would prefer to play with native AA. Let's go with ultra performance and try this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be, yeah, one of the worst ones, as you can see over here. Let's do our run. We can barely make out any details, but we do get a performance boost. We do have around 90 FPS over here. And then over on this side, we are hitting, yeah, around 90, 95 FPS right now. Yeah, I mean, it looks horrific, but we do get a performance boost. So these are the default settings, and it's nothing to write home about, if you catch my drift. But yeah, even when we're not moving, it looks kind of weird, but still it looks better than the TSR 25%, even though this is ultra performance. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's say we want to play in native AA and then use frame generation and anti-lag 2. We're gonna resume. And as you can see, our real FPS is around the 50 kind of, yeah, 53, 54. So with frame generation, we're getting about 100 to 120. Let's go on the other side. Game looks pretty cool so far, even with frame generation. I don't see any real weirdness. We're just getting that, you know, weird grass effect over here. But I would be able to play like this. I don't feel any input lag whatsoever with the game. All the details are there. Let's go on ahead and select Unreal TSR. We're gonna go with the default settings of 100% over here. And let's go ahead and quit out of the game. And we are going to continue with our next step. So next, we'll get our hands dirty and replace the default FSR files with some custom compiled INT8 FSR 4 DLLs. And basically this is the secret sauce that will unlock the full potential of FSR 4 on our RDNA2 GPUs. Don't worry, you don't need to be a coding genius to do this. I've made it as simple as possible for you. And if you want a more detailed guide on this, you can check out my previous video over here. It's kind of on the long side, but basically you don't need to watch the whole thing. Just watch the tutorial when we basically modify the drivers. It's kind of a little bit complicated, a little bit, but I believe anyone can do it if you follow the instructions to the T. Go into your Steam library, just right click on your selected game, then manage and browse local files. And on the right side, I'm gonna have the INT8 compiled FSR 4 files that we are gonna have linked in the description below. And you can go on ahead and follow that link and download those precompiled files for yourself. And then we're gonna go into the TQ2 folder, then binaries, Win64. And as you can see, we do have those two important files, which is the FidelityFX upscaler and this frame generation, which are the latest versions. So we don't need to worry about the AMD FidelityFX DX12.dll. It's located in a different place. All we need to worry about is the upscaler. Just to stay on the safe side, I usually just right click and rename these and just go to the end of these and type in old. So it's .dll and then .old. So I basically have a backup of those original files if something happens. And after we do this, we're just going to grab these two INT8 compiled files. I'm going to right click copy and then I'm going to right click paste. So let's go ahead and fire up our game again and showcase the FSR 4 running in Titan Quest 2. So as you can see, if we go into the options and video settings, we're still in Unreal TSR. So first of all, let's go on ahead and load up our save game. Okay. Options, video, and we're going to be selecting FSR. And let's go with the native AA version first. And this is going to be the FSR 4 version. And as you can see, it's a bit more stable and we don't get that pixelation. So if you want to play at the native resolution, you're going to have that benefit as well. The flies are pretty clear, but we are on the native resolution. So that's basically a given. Go up to the bridge and we're gonna come back again. And as you can see, everything is super clear over here with the leaves falling. The fires are super clear. Let's go on ahead and enable a different mode. Let's go with quality. We're gonna apply and then go back and resume. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. We do get a little bit of that pixelation of the grass, but it's still a lot more stable. The flies are a bit wobbly there and a little bit ghosty. They're not that clear. The leaves look fine. But yeah, everything else is quite sharp. And now we're going to try the ultra performance mode. And as you can see, it looks a lot better than the default FSR 3.1.5 or XeSS, but the grass does look very, very weird, especially at the parts where it's moving. And yeah, if we go over those areas with our character, the character also gets a little bit smeary, but it does look a lot better. Over here, we get the weirdness in the distance. So yeah, the resolution is so low that the upscaler basically doesn't really know what to do. But it does look a lot better than the native upscalers, especially if we compare it to the FSR 3.1.5 version. If we really wanted to squeeze out every bit of performance, we would go with quality and then enable both FSR frame generation and anti-lag 2 and see how that looks. It looks pretty sharp over here, and we're getting 120 FPS. So we are getting that kind of stable 60 FPS base experience, and we are avoiding most of the weirdness. I don't see any significant problems over here with the quality version. And we went up to 130 FPS on the other side over there. So yeah, this is how the game looks, and I think it's really worth it if we compare it to, you know, everything else we did so far. So how would you know? And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. We'll do a side-by-side comparison with the built-in Unreal TSR, FSR 3.1.5, XeSS 2.1, and our brand new FSR 4 modded DLL upscaler. And you'll be able to see the incredible difference in image quality, and you'll be able to see the performance and numbers as well with your own eyes. Get ready to be blown away by the FSR INT8 quality. A quick disclaimer and reminder, this method requires modified AMD Adrenal drivers for RDNA2 users. So please remember that before commenting that this does not work. So if you haven't done this already, please check out my previous guide that I already mentioned and is linked, where below. And you will be able to do this safely. And also in the description, you'll be able to find the DLSS-Swapper tutorial if you need it. So there you have it, guys, FSR 4 running on Titan Quest 2 with an RDNA2 GPU. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.